This video is going to show you how you can take an initial tape of first lien assets and then quickly eliminate those that you aren't interested in, then further drilling down and doing deeper research into those that you're more interested in. Whenever you're getting a new tape of assets that you might consider buying, the key is speed so that you don't get bogged down. And so I'm going to show you how you can do that. Now we're first going to take a look at the columns that I've created. I want to show you what I've been provided by the seller and then what columns I've created, and I want you to do the same. I want you to create a spreadsheet that looks like mine, and this will give you a chance to practice this skill as well. So go ahead and just watch me for right now, and then in between this video and the next due diligence video, I want you to create a spreadsheet just like mine. So you're going to see right here that I've included these that I have inputted, and I'm putting in the light blue color the things that I've added. I always add these columns outside the fields, the columns that the sellers provided me, so as not to mess up any formulas that maybe the seller has had inputted into their spreadsheet. So this view column means a street view. This is where I'm going to look on Google Street Maps and find a clickable link that I can insert here. And then also I'm going to include a Trulia comps link. I'm going to include my value after I take a look at those comps. I'm going to insert the square footage that Trulia provides me, the bedrooms and the bathroom, the year built. I'm going to include comps link. There might be an overwhelmingly important and significant comp that I want to put a link to here. The crime statistics, and I'll show you how to do that later, and then any comments that you might make. Now I'm going to go to the part of the spreadsheet that shows what the seller has provided me. Usually the seller will give you a loan number, which is going to make it easier when you place your order. You'll have the address, city, state. Many times the zip isn't there, as here. You'll see some kind of comment here in terms of sometimes what the seller has done as they've been working out these loans. And this is really nice because that lets you know what stage it's in. They're going to almost always provide the unpaid principal balance column, very important column for you. Many times they'll have a seller's estimated value or even a BPO or an AVM. Now, most of the time it's an AVM, an automatic value, that's calculated off of something like Core Logic, and they really in that case aren't that valuable, that reliable, but at least it's good to have a starting point and for you to know what the seller thinks the house is worth. Then here they're telling that these are first liens. They're disclosing the fact that they are vacant, if they are. These are things, of course, you have to verify, but at least you know what the seller thinks. Whether there's a writer in the loan file, if there's a bankruptcy flag in the loan file. Now these two are not usually reported, so this tape is one that the seller has really kind of poured over and owned for quite a while, so they know a lot about these loans. Now this light blue area again is values that I've inputted in here. These are columns that I've written down. And I want you to use these yourself. This is going to really help you to do a quick numbers analysis of this tape. And so first of all, we want to have what the price is. This actually is the pricing that the seller's provided to me. He said that he wants to sell these at 17.5% of UPB. So I've gone ahead and I've calculated out with my formula what that would be. And so we've gone ahead and included that. The tax column I've created, sometimes sellers provide a up-to-date tax information, other times not. If they do or if they don't, you always need to make sure that you check. That'll be in a future video. And then again, this is the pricing. Now I've included a column for my price because I need to include that. This may be the same or different than they've provided me. Then I want to have a column that takes the price divided by the estimated value. And what I mean by that is that I've taken the price that the seller is charging and I've divided that by the estimated value that the seller has provided us, and that was back here, seller's estimated value. And of course we're going to have to verify that, but this gives us a ballpark in terms of the price based on the value of the property that we'd be paying. So here you have that the note is 27 cents of the estimated value of the property. Sometimes we say a BPO, but oftentimes you don't have BPOs, so you do your best with that. And then this column is for the price that the seller is asking plus the tax, and then the price plus the tax divided by the BPO, or by the estimated value in this case, and then a column for price plus tax divided by the UPB. Now all these columns are going to just help us to figure out how good of a bargain these notes are. And then the very last column we have is our indicative bid. So after we have done the sorting that I'm going to show you here in a second in all this analysis, then we can go ahead and we can put in a price of what we think it would be worth for us, and then we can see whether the seller is amenable to that, agreeable to that, and that will be the very last step, of course, after we've done all of our due diligence. So I just in this video wanted to show you what the columns have on them, which ones we provide in our own created columns, and then of course the columns that they provided us. So I want you to go ahead now, and if you need to review this video, go ahead and find out what are these different columns. Go ahead and put that into your spreadsheet, or a spreadsheet that perhaps you've been provided from someone, and write these down, and then I'll show you again this side.